What up, tubes? Happy Friday. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you want to increase your chances at attracting the of-age ladies, check out Tactical Soap, coupon code KingCobra. Ooh, Josh, you smell good. And fuck sickos. If you saw me on Crystal Stream, I said I'd be doing a new drink combo. Right now I'm working on a wand. I only have one drink because one ain't gonna hurt. It's Friday. We have some Jack Daniel's original recipe Tennessee apple. I tried it recently and it's really good. This is for 21 and up. We're going to mix it with Mountain Dew. Call it a green cobra. A green apple cobra. I like Jack Daniel's and I like the bottle. It's black and green. Get ourselves a drink going. And we're going to give shout outs to Patreon, of course. What up, Mall? It's Friday. I want to have one drink because one isn't going to hurt. Have a drink and chill with chat. Ooh, that smells good. Long live Aussie motherfuckers. It's the weekend. Let's see how it do. See what I did there? I made a pop joke. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that hits the spot. Ugh. That's got a little bite to it. No, the sour apple has a sweetness to it. That's a delicious combo. I fuck with that. Now, if you want to join Cobra's Patreon, you'll get a shout out every month, at least one. I'm not sure what to do for Patreon, but I'll figure something out. Meantime, I'll give you all a shout out because I really do appreciate the patrons supporting my channel. Power to the people, man. Shout out to Juhai Waspils, Gothrat, Haley, Rusty Trombone, Filibuster, Brian Hunley, Scott Burns, Courtney Sucks Discord, Redden Kepler. That's what's up. Appreciate y'all subscribing to my channel. And I have like 9 patrons on my deal. You pay like $6.66 a month. You'll get a shout out. Now I'm experimenting with a wand design. People seem to like the elder wand, so I want to try to replicate that look onto a wand. See how it turns out. The new chisels I got for Christmas are very nice. My mom and dad got me some wood chisels for my lathe for Christmas, and they do a nice job carving the wand wood. I haven't seen any Terrence Pop in a hot minute. Wah. Appreciate y'all tuning in to watch the stream. It is Friday. I'd like chug it. I'm good on chugging it, man. I want to sip on it slow and easy, like, and just savor it. But happy Friday, everyone.
Do you love Gantt charts? Here's how easily you can build one in ClickUp. Let's map out
the fucking Gantt charts. Aha! Just walk away from entitled people. Grunt speak.
What's going on, you fizzy drinking philodendrons?
You fucking motherfucker.
He's drinking fizzy water
With a little bit of alcohol added.
A little bit of alcohol added.
Stop it.
You have to drink
Look, I'm Terrence Pops fizzed a little bit, yeah.
with your pinky out. Bing! Welcome to the show, Grunt Speak Not So Live.
It's pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded. We're gonna have some fun today because one of our good fans here, fan of the show, goes by Iron Riddle. Loves to send us stories from his life. He's like the backstage.
Right now, I'm sipping on a mixture of this very delicious Jack Daniel's apple. Got a sour, sweet green apple taste. I put the cap on so we don't spill it. And I got it mixed with some Mountain Dew. It is quite delectable, YouTube. The sweetness of the Mountain Dew complements the sweetness of the apple. The green apple, it basically tastes like if Mountain Dew made like an alcoholic, whiskey-infused green apple drink.
Chief Kick-a-Bitch of the Slapaho Nation, who loves to share his stories during streams. Iron Riddle likes to send us these at all times of the week. It's to the point where I actually...
A lot of women despise toxic male and Terrence Pop. It's just like one of those things. And then you hear women say things like, well, all they do is sit on their show and bitch about women. And women get offended by that. And I hear you, ladies, because women totally do the same thing. You see these broads go on TV and bitch about men, and no one says, really? And you sit there watching fucking Oprah for like the 9 millionth time. They're talking about what pieces of shit men are. It's like, oh, like we haven't got the message already. But it's the weekend, so we're not going to be mean. Fuck racism, fuck sexism, power to the people. Why is it though, like when a dude's going through a dry spell, he gets told you have to man up and you need to get laid. But when a woman's going through a dry spell, it's don't worry, honey, you'll find somebody. You just gotta keep your head up, huh? It's 2023.
Folder in my email dedicated to these stories, and he calls them red suppositories.
Yeah. And listen, if you guys have any red pill stories, send them in.
Sweet guitar in the background, Pop.
Read them on the air.
All these tricks, all of these manipulation tactics that modern women use to pull your strings, they're not unique. They learned them from somewhere.
Yep.
And that's why hearing these stories, even if they're just, little amusing things, they can be very helpful, especially if you're on the younger side and you haven't really hit the dating market yet. And the second suppository we have for today really...
Yeah. You don't hear them getting all pissed off when they call it manipulation. Like some chick in England was throwing a goddamn fit because it's named Manchester, England, and the feminists in the UK were getting their knickers in a knot. Steam pouring out of their minge. They were bloody pissed about it. But then when they call it manipulation, you don't see them being like, you need to take the word man out of manipulation because that's sexist. You don't hear anyone saying that except me because it's the truth. But, I was so sensitive to the idea of men or just the word man, that everything with the word man in it triggers these people. These are the kind of women that make a lot of women dislike feminism because it ruins the movement for a lot of honestly awesome broads. Talk about broadening your perspective on things, right? See what I did there? wordplay. I got all the respect in the world for women, even if they don't respect me. You want to simp shame me and be like, "Oh, you're just trying to get laid." I'm like, dude, I stopped trying after year 4. Hmm. It's just all part of doing your thing. 6-year dry spell, fucking trolls bullying you. You just got to ignore it and rise above it. I was not the most socially graceful of youngsters growing up. A lot of chicks found me creepy. But then I blew up on the internet. Now all these chicks that found me creepy in high school are wishing that they would have given me a chance because they're like, Josh is a little weird and eccentric, but he's all right, kind of thing. But it's Friday and we're sipping on a green apple cobra, which consists of Jack Daniel's green apple, Tennessee whiskey, and a little bit of Mountain Dew. It is delicious. Now, it's important that women and men share their stories on the dating scene with people like Pop and Blake or like Oprah or whoever. It helps us understand that people are assholes.
It's that note. I'm going to like it. But first and foremost, we're going to go back to
Yes, butt segments.
California Stan.
All right.
This particular tale.
But
It's the tale of a man who meets a 10 who rapidly starts falling down the list like a ball of dog dookie down a muddy slope, gathering sticks and maggots and fungus all along the way. Yeah. There have been times when I was a red-pilled alpha male. Too bad I didn't stay in that frame all the time. Blue pill Bill always seemed to come back home to roost in my thinking meat. I was TAD/TDY, which means
Temporary duty, or he's away at school, or he got sent to another duty station to do a task.
Yeah. In California Stan when I was an E4.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into a restaurant with a small group of jarheads when I made eye contact with a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, wet dream. Our eyes locked, and I did not look away. I walked past her and over to the restrooms, ignoring the guy that was sitting in front of her. I stood so that she could see me, but he couldn't. I didn't take my eyes off her until she excused herself and came back to where I was standing while I continued to stay out of sight of her date. I'm 6'2", by the way, automatically placing him in the top 14%.
Well, actually,
if a woman demands that her man be 6 foot tall, it's not seen as shallow, but if a dude likes big yabos, he's being called a pig. And I'm like, that's kind of unfair, to be honest. And I'm all about gender equality on my channel, and racial equality for that matter, too. Even if some of the shit I say causes you to go Cobra, you're all right, man, but you're pushing it. And people are telling me to grow the fuck up because it's like I ask the questions that are tough to answer. I'll get this text message where it's like, "Oh my God, Cobra, you think you're some kind of satanic goth wizard type dude." And I'm like, "Did you watch my live streams?" I pretty much basically said, "This is why I don't bully trans people because, like, I try not to bully anyone as long as you ain't a sicko. I don't give a shit outside of that because the fact of the matter is, I do what I do on YouTube. I make magic wands. I'm a Harry Potter fan, kind of thing." And people give me shit for it. They're like, "Oh, look, it's the autistic Harry Potter." You have a stereotype with autistics liking trains. Like, I like Crazy Train, haha.
it's 6 feet.
Now, I did, in fact, DoorDash myself a delicious sandwich for when I get hungry. I ordered a super sub from Albertsons. They are just divine. You're paying like $8, $9 for this big old behemoth of a sandwich, like Scooby Doo and Shaggy status, for like a little over $5. You can't beat it, dude. For one person alone, you eat half of that bitch and save the other half for later. You know what I'm saying? I got me a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, and then I got me a bottle of Jack, and I'm like, cool. I got my food, I got my booze. We're set for the weekend.
14 or 15%. 6'2" goes like into like the 4 or 5 or 6%.
Yeah, you're in the single digit range of that.
Yeah.
Her exposed flat abs looked amazing as the C-sized dials and pegs bounced slightly as she walked toward me. Now, when you're before the age of 34, that's as good as a professional hypnotist dangling the gold watch in front of your face.
It is. It is.
And you'll notice that when women find you attractive, you got to understand this. This is basic. I'm almost 32 years old, YouTube, and I've learned to pick up on subtle social cues when women and then just doing my research on the internet and talking to people and such. If she purposefully is making her tits bounce when she walks towards you, that's a good sign that she digs you, man. That she wants you to stare at them, but you don't stare at them because then she can't call you a pig. You got to learn how to think 4 steps ahead of the women. You know what I'm saying? Now, women, of course, will show off their tits to attract a man. It's just like peacocking for the opposite sex, as they call it. But don't you dare acknowledge it unless it's so blatantly obvious, like she wants you to, like deliberately going like this, squeezing her tits together and leaning forward and going, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" You know. And that's kind of the thing of it. There's a double standard with that because if men show off our biceps and we see a chick that's not our type, we can't look at her and go, "My eyes are up here." She'd be like, "Then why the fuck you showing off your biceps?" See, it doesn't work like that. And dudes will show off their arms for the same reasons chicks show off their boobs. They want to dress comfortably, and they want to peacock for the opposite sex.
Like literally, they walk around with something like that. They are a snake charmer for your penis.
Exactly.
They just walk by. That's exactly what happens.
It comes up and out of the basket,
Yeah.
ready to bite and spit its venom, if you know what I mean.
Oh God, you gotta watch this dude. He's funnier than shit. Oh God. Exactly.
She was about 5'8", 130 pounds, very pretty.
Yeah, definitely in the zone.
Yep. I'm thinking she's a 10. I said, "Hi, what's your name?" "Elena," she said in the sexiest accent I think I've ever heard. She's probably Mexican, South American.
Yeah,
The name like Elena.
I'm thinking Argentina, but I could be wrong.
Argentina is preferable. Yeah, she's a 10. Told her my name and then asked her if that was her boyfriend. She said definitively no. I asked, "Does he know that?" That's the correct question to ask.
Yeah.
She said, "Yes, he does. We had a talk."
You serious?
I found out later that they were from New York City and on vacation together and that he paid for the whole trip. For once, someone else was the super simp.
The Sims.
No offense to Terrence Popper Blake, but stop simp shaming. This idea that a man cannot do something nice for a woman without it having to lead to sex. That women and men can't be just good friends who enjoy each other's company, you know, kind of thing. It's ridiculous. No, I'm tired of it, YouTube, because it's like, man, you try to be nice to women because you're sick and tired of being called an asshole just because that's how your gender is associated with the fairer sex. Like, oh, men are just assholes. If I had a fucking $100 for every time I heard a woman say men are just assholes, I'd be filthy, stinking rich. I wouldn't have to do YouTube videos or sell magic wands or tactical soap or badass t-shirts.
The Sims to tutelage. I should have loaned him my tidy whities because I wasn't currently using them.
Yeah.
Oh, and when you're young, you usually use a dish towel. And then I told her that he wants her to be his girlfriend. And that is the reason they are out together, and that he is hoping they will be a couple and soon. She insisted that was not the case and that they were just friends.
Listen, you can't be friends with women, especially hot women.
No,
No.
they will suck you dry, and not in a good way.
Well, and they'll string you along, and they'll turn you into a substitute.
Yep.
Because they know they can get away with it, right? It's the truth. And asshole hot guys are the same way, honey. Not trying to be a dick, but it's like, man, at some point your looks are gonna fade. And all the guys that you gave up on to be with the assholes, you're gonna look back on your life and go, shit. Case in point, when one of my ex high school crushes started dating some random dude from the same state I live in, you know, I saw her walking downtown one day and she was just like, oh, that's Saunders. I wish I wouldn't have rejected him in high school. Uh, Junior high me would have been like doing an Irish jig, like, oh, that chick is fine as hell. No, that I'm not matured. I'm like, well, I appreciate it, but don't patronize me. They're saying that because I'm a famous YouTuber. And now I got the attitude of, get in line, honey, because there's a lot of fangirls that want to tap this. But women will get so pissed off when hot guys just string them along, and it always becomes this word game of you're manipulative and you're an asshole and you can't handle a strong woman. You start repeating what other assholes and other entitled people do. That's just the thing of it is good looking people who are entitled are the worst, dude. I don't give a fuck if you're a chick or a dude. You think you're some hot shit because you're good looking. It's just like people who are good looking and then don't realize it and who are very humble about it. That's a lot more attractive in people's eyes than being like, you know.
And that is the reverse of a prostitute.
Yep.
Meaning you're selling out cash, but you get no sex.
And then women like this, what happens is they turn 30 and that power dynamic shifts. And then they start getting treated how they treated men for the previous 15 years. And all of a sudden, it's not fair.
Johnson, why are you naked? Because my t-shirt sucks. Look at Gibson. He's wearing a true classic tee. It fits a tight.
The sad part is this. A lot of these girls are walking across the stage in high school with 1,000 dicks stare already.
Yep.
So they're literally
There is some truth to that, dog. Like I turned fucking 30 and like a couple years ago, and like I don't know what the fuck happened. Chicks started to notice me more because of the 50,000 subscribers or the facial hair. I really can't imagine. Just because karma's a bitch, man. All these stuck up little cunts that reject you because you're creepy, or you can't pull that crap on women because they get mad because you told them no. And ladies, if you complain about assholes, why the fuck do you date them? You know, because when you're sitting there watching a woman complain and moan and groan because her boyfriend's a piece of shit and won't shut up about it, bitching about it to anyone who'll fucking listen. And you just look at her and go, so then why the fuck are you dating him, honey? Furthermore, if he treated you like shit, you know, broke your heart, and you're dumb enough to want to have kids with him, okay, you have fun with that. But don't come crying to me when you become the social statistic of single mom. Dun dun dun. Single moms are bloody entrapments. I don't care what anyone says. Like, unless the dude wants to step in and be stepdaddy, blah blah, fuck that. And you're better off dating other single parents, and it just works, you know. And speaking as a guy, I'm not a pig, but this is how pigs would think. How hot is she? Because there are some good-looking single moms out there that don't even look like they've had kids. They do a really good job of covering that up. And it's just like, oh my god, you didn't tell me, right? You put your pants on, you're going into the kitchen to grab a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, maybe go outside and smoke a cigarette. And there's some little asshole kid on the couch watching cartoons. Like, well, you didn't tell me you had one of those. And why is it always it's the asshole guy's fault? You know what I'm saying? Because if guys complain about their fucking exes, women are like, ew. You know, but if women complain about their fucking exes, you have to listen to her and respect her opinion. Otherwise, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm not trying to be that guy, but it's like, hey, man, if guys are assholes for doing it, then can women be called cunts for doing it? Not trying to be that guy, but it's all about equality on my channel. Women and men should be treated as equals when it comes to basic shit. I mean,
Out into the world to be strong and independent, and they've literally crashed their value to like almost nothing.
Yeah. An 18-year-old woman should be at the height of her market value.
Yeah.
But if you're coming out of high school with a double-digit body count, you're already down here.
Let's pretend that's not true. Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, a man with the amount of
let's examine why women get slut shamed in our society. Because Mother Nature is really unfair when it comes to this shit, to be honest. Like if a woman goes out and fucks 40 dicks in like a span of 2 weeks, getting over a bad breakup, when? If women get fucked in the cunt too many times, their fucking cunt loses its elasticity and tightness, and it becomes like a blown out bike tire. And it's completely unfair to women because if men fucking fuck as much pussy as they want, They're praised for it if they get it, but they're sip shamed for trying to get it. Their dick doesn't go, fuck you. At some point in their life, their dick may quit working, but it's not going to happen like that from getting a bunch of pussy. So Mother Nature's kind of a cunt like that, you know. That being said, it's not fair to slut shame women because Mother Nature's just like, oh, women like sex as much as men do, but society says that if women are open about it, it's seen as not very ladylike or fuck that.
Effort he would put into a woman that's been unsoiled
Yep.
is full value, and that's 50 years of labor and provisioning and protection. And for each rooster, you cut that in half. And statistically speaking, I cut it off around 4 or 5 because once they go over 4 or 5, their chances of divorce go through the roof.
Oh yeah, and if they're college educated,
Add
they file
another
for
10%.
divorce. Yeah, you file for divorce 90% of the time when women are college educated. But let's jump right back
Butt segment. Damn it.
in here and see what else is about to happen. Because this is a dude who clearly knows the game and he's not getting ready to play it with this woman. She insisted this was not the case and they were just friends. Okay, I did say that. All right. I said, well, if that's true, then go tell him that you're coming with me for the rest of the night and we'll see him in the morning.
I mean, this
Thought
is
it'd be good.
this is the kind of stuff that gets people shot.
Yes, it is. Well, I mean, if the guy with her is a substitute, then he's just going to storm off. In this situation, he's not going to hold frame. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
But I totally.
Oh, that is some nice butt segments. Men are called the biggest pieces of shit when they take advantage of women for sex. And rightfully so. Men who do that crap are fucking assholes. But like, then you get women who also take advantage of men and their kindness. They will sit there and whine because every guy they try to date's a fucking asshole. But then the guy that treats them better than any of the guys that she's with, oh, we're just friends. And then she'll sit there and complain because she can't find a nice guy to date. It is the sheer definition of insanity. That's like sitting there going, I wonder if this hot stove is going to hurt if I stick my hand on it. Ow! Fuck! That kind of hurts. Bet you're dumb enough to do it again. Ow! Fuck! At that point, fellas, you just got to cut your losses and move on. I speak from experience whenever I've gotten rejected by women that I thought were just dynamite. In my defense, I'm girl crazy. And I got taste. I got good taste. Like, I get tired of women getting slut shamed because they try to get dick or get it, and I'm tired of men getting simp shamed because they try to get laid. Or maybe they're just like, you know what, I want to appreciate the companionship, After 6 years of not having any pussy, mind you, I still get the occasional fangirl who's just like, hey, Cobra, I'm your biggest fan, And then if you FaceTime them for a bit, just to make sure they're legit, it's nice to have a conversation. And it's like, well, you could live several states away, honey, but if you're a 21-year-old stoner goth chick, yeah. Well, and to be fair, King Cobra JFS has some really fucking attractive of age fangirls. Good Lord. Which that's kind of funny how life works out, man. I've been rejected by every chick I've liked, and it sucks. But on the flip side, look at all these hot of age fangirls that tune in to watch my videos religiously and say to themselves, "Oh, if only Cobra lived closer. I bet his Bond soap smells amazing." So if you're in high school or college and you're getting rejected by the opposite sex, don't stress it, man. You got your whole life ahead of you for getting laid, picking up chicks, and doing your thing. So just focus on your personality. One of the things that women like about me is even though I'm not the handsomest, I have a wicked sense of humor. If you can make a chick laugh and you have confidence with yourself, that's going to get you more points with the ladies than having a huge cock or being 6 foot tall or having a six-pack abs. I still talk to chicks even though I'm going through a dry spell. That's just the raw dog confidence. Most people are like, "Oh, Cobra, you'd have a better chance of getting laid if you didn't dress the way you dressed." And I'm like, okay, first of all, as a man, I'm not allowed to criticize the way women dress. And second of all, this shows I have confidence in my personality. That's going to get me more points with the ladies than dressing up as some dude who's trying too hard to be something he's not, kind of thing. These fucking idiots are like, "Cobra, you need to grow up and start wearing adult clothing." It's like, these shirts are adult, these shirt and pants are adult sized. Your clothing doesn't make you who you are as an adult. Your actions and personality and your traits do. Being mature enough to be like, "This is a really tasty drink combo. But if I have one and I have another one, then I gotta stop." And maybe like later on, so I can make it last as long as I can.
Oh.
Butt segments.
She went to do as I told her, and I went out to wait in the parking lot. After a few minutes, he stormed out of the restaurant, almost breaking the door on the way out, got in his rental car, and sped away, burning rubber the whole way. She then came out looking a little
Bro, if a chick rejects you, you just gotta say to them, "Fuck you," and move on. You know what I'm saying? Look, unless you want to get slapped by a chick, I wouldn't recommend doing that. But you gotta have that mentality of it's your loss. The key to picking up the opposite sex is you cannot, or just picking up a date, is you cannot let rejection deter you. You got to make the rejection make you more determined. So there's a method to my madness, and it works. You go up to the hottest chick in the bar and ask her, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" And if she rejects you, then the next chick is maybe not as attractive. It's not going to hurt as much. You get rejected by the hottest chicks on the planet, and then you offer qualities that women find attractive, and they don't acknowledge it. All you can do as a dude is say that's their loss and move on. I'm a very strong man, like physically and emotionally. There are a lot of people who are going, "Jesus Christ, Cobra, your trolls are fucking assholes, man. How do you fucking deal with it?" I've been bullied my entire life. And then when you get rejected by some of the hottest chicks on the planet, internet trolls don't really do anything. All they do is make me more famous. And I've always said this: fuck Elliot Rogers, that incel piece of shit, pulling a mass shooting because he couldn't get laid, going on YouTube whining because he can't find a blonde girlfriend. Wah! I'm like, dog, if you would have waited patiently, that chick, we all saw that Elliot Rogers fan girl that puts his face on t-shirts and wears it. Like, this chick's a little, you know what I'm saying? No judgment. But that would have been his first girlfriend if he would have waited patiently enough. But instead, he let society and the way men are treated in society dictate his emotions. And honestly, it's not just women who manipulate men, but men manipulate women, and then society manipulates both genders, and it's disgusting.
Sad. She looked me in the eyes and then down at her feet. Yeah, you were right. Well, yeah.
We know the deal.
Shocked.
Well, I mean, this is kind of where it happens for dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go out of your way to be nice for a woman. You don't expect her to fuck you, but at the same time, a little, hey, thanks for being cool. You know, thanks for being awesome. And I know, believe me, I know you're gonna. Part of you is gonna want to be that asshole male and divide and conquer, but you gotta know time and a place, man. When it comes to being a male, you gotta know what time and a place. I could be a real asshole when I'm fucking pushed to it. I generally take the nice guy route because it's less conflict. It is the way of the cobra because wild cobras in the wild just want to be left alone. They don't want to be cornered or threatened, just like any human being or any animal, period. And they only get defensive when you corner them when they feel threatened, and that's the same way I am, basically.
It was a great night for me.
But it's like, dude, fuck Cyrex. If you're sitting there hanging out with your friends, your family, whatever, you're being told by society that if you want women to notice you, you do nice things for them. And if they like how you look, sexually speaking, then they'll pursue it. Really, it's not that big of a fucking deal, because if I find a goth chick who loves Ozzy Osbourne as much as I do, we'll hit it off like two peas in a pod. One thing I can learn from when I met Stephanie, my first girlfriend, is that it does happen. You just gotta be patient. I remember when I first met Stephanie, I quit worrying about trying to get my first girlfriend, and I was more focused on doing my thing at Job Corps. And then me and Stephanie's friend Emma, who is also very autistic, walked up to me and she said, and I quote, yeah, my friend Stephanie likes you. Do you want to meet her? And I'm like, yeah. I could have done worse for my first girlfriend, to be honest. Yeah. No, I'm at that point now where it's just like if Stephanie wants to fucking talk shit on me, I don't care. It's more exposure for my channel.
Yeah.
And a big giant red suppository for the other guy. By the time I get her back to my room, I believe she had degraded to about a 4.5. She was still physically hot, sexy, beautiful, but
Butt segments.
she knew that she was in spades, and we all know what women like that are like.
Yeah. She's obviously a 304.
Yes.
That's 304 behavior right there.
Well, because this is another one of those instances of the brain housing disconnect that modern women have. They think that what they find attractive has to be attractive for men. Wrong! This kind of behavior, they like, I know I'm hot shit. That's cocky. It's arrogant. It turns us off. It turns women on. It turns us off. We don't like that.
Oh, so you're saying that the same thing that women are saying, dude. Like, as a dude, if you want to have that cocky bad boy alpha male attitude, there's a little bit goes a long way. I don't walk around acting like I'm Satan's gift to women just because I got a huge cock and I can shred guitar, you know. But at the same time, I do need to work on my confidence. I'll be the first to say it. Mm. I do love me some Jimmy Dean breakfast croissant sandwiches. They are just decadent. They're easy to make. You microwave it or bake it in the oven. I'm Jimmy Dean, and I want you to stick my sausage in your mouth. It's going to be a hearty sort of fill you up sort of day. Or I'm Jimmy Dean, and I want you to stick my sausage in your mouth. I'm going to fill you up. You know the Jimmy Dean commercials where you hear this cowboy, he's just like, I'm Jimmy Dean. I'm Jimmy Dean, and I want you to stick my sausage in your mouth. Do you like voices, YouTube? They're carrying guns, what? Oh, Christ, you're not going to risk it over a misdemeanor. Damn right I'll risk it. They're breaking the law. I'm Sam Elliott, and I want you to buy yourself some tactical soap. It's time for you to man up, amigo. And smell like a man, god damn it. Their pheromone beard oil is great for the mustache. It'll leave you soft as silk. They now have deodorant to keep your pits smelling fresh. And a body butter that'll leave your soap and skin feeling good. You want a SpongeBob voice? Well, I got your voices. Somebody's doing voices on YouTube.
I've seen a situation like
I went from doing Sam Elliott's voice to doing SpongeBob. How do you like them apples? That's the kind of random shit you see on my channel.
unfold in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to hang out there a lot when I was on active duty, and we're hanging out in the bar. There's
I can also do Elmo's voice.
a couple, one 5 foot, the woman's 5'8", the man is about her same height.
Yeah.
So the dude comes in there, starts pushing the smaller guy around, and guy goes out to his car, comes back with like this little 380, shoots the dude in the leg.
Whoa.
He's like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker!"
That
Johnson, why are you naked?
You
Because my
should never use that. Okay, like
t-shirt sucks. Look at Gibson. He's wearing a true classic tee.
that escalated quickly.
And that dude,
that's some pussy ass shit, dude. You never shoot somebody with a gun unless they're trying to shoot your ass with a gun. Like, okay, well, so this dude's picking on you, being a dick. You know what you do? You tell him, fuck your mother, you punch him in the kidney, you punch him in the balls, and then when he's on the ground bent over, you hit him in the nose as hard as you can. And then when he's on the ground, you just keep boom, boom as hard as you can, dude. And you don't fucking stop. Even when people are like, you've proved your point, you still keep going because that's what real men do. Like, Jesus, Cobra, you proved your point. Oh, no, I'm not done. I'm not fucking done.
like, "Oh!"
Or if you don't want to have a fight at a bar, you leave. You be like, man, you're a fucking dick, and I hope Satan rapes you in hell, and then you leave, kind of thing.
Around, and I'm literally like, I'm getting behind this big post so I don't get shot. Going, well, you fuck with the dude's dude. I don't. It might have been his wife. I don't know.
And furthermore, how fucking insecure are you with your masculinity that you have to bully a dude smaller than you? That's the real question, isn't it?
But somebody got shot, and I'm sure that dude went to jail for at least 3 years.
Very possible.
And it's not worth it, dude. 1 second. I gotta showcase the sub. the everything sub. You know those bagels with like the everything seasoning on the top? It's got the same thing right here. A couple mustard and mayo packets to go with it, tucked underneath the sandwich. YouTube, would you fuck with this for a meal or for something to snack on? See, like through the plastic wrap with all the veggies, the meats, the cheeses. This is a Scooby-Doo and Shaggy style sandwich. Big old fucking sandwich. The total price is $8. I paid $8 for this sandwich. That sandwich is legit, YouTube. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Yummy. Dude, I made some wicked good nachos last night. Some nacho cheese Doritos, some bacon bits, and some of that 4-cheese Mexican cheese that I've been using lately. And then I took a garlic cup of butter and poured it on top, and then I nuked it to melt the cheese on top of the bacon. Oh, so good.
Because that's assault with a deadly weapon, possible attempted murder charge.
Yeah, but you don't know what you're walking into when you start messing with other dudes' women, man.
Show some damn respect.
Yeah, exactly my fucking point, man. Like, don't get it twisted, dude. I've seen some dudes with some, like, smoking hot chicks. Oh, God, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. The other day, I was at a loafing jug here in town several months back, and I had on my Maverick #3 tactical soap. And this dude was with this chick that was just fuck me hot. Okay, she had gorgeous pale skin, piercing green eyes, long flowing black hair. I mean, she was just okay. She was looking at me. She was looking at me like, hey. The dude she was with was kind of short and darker skin, you know, glasses, short hair, whatever. And he's just smiling like, yeah. I sized the dude up, and I'm like, I could take him. It's not the point. I pretty much like, whatever. Look at her, and I'm like, how you doing? You know, I didn't say it, but I just give her that look like, yo, what's up? She's looking at me like, you're taller. You're that one dude on YouTube. You got facial hair. Fuck, you smell good. And I didn't try anything because I'm like, yeah, my type of chick, but like fucking, you know, if she's with that dude, then just about respecting the game. You know, even if the game don't respect you, sometimes being the bigger person sucks Asperger's, dude. 100%. But it's like, yeah, you know who I am, honey. The reason why I'm having a hard time with dating in Casper is because I'm King Cobra JFS. It's just enough said on that. But it is what it is.
He must have sized this up accurately and quickly in a way that he didn't.
Well, most guys aren't going to do anything, so if he bets on the odds, he'll be fine. But there's that one needle in the haystack guy that's literally going to go chainsaw massacre on your ass.
Yep.
You don't need that.
Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Don't teach a man to fish and you feed yourself. He's a grown man. Fishing's not that hard.
She was an entitled Disney princess with an attitude to boot. Ugh. My desire to be with her was waning. Definitely not long-term relationship possibility, and that's a damn shame.
That's it. Well,
that's common. That's typical.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Icelandic chick.
Oh, the 10?
The 10 that I banged, and then I flew away in an airplane.
Bye!
I never saw her again.
That's how you do it, gentlemen. Today, she would be nearly 60. and has likely hit the wall by now. Well,
Likely? Are you out of your mind?
She smashed through it and took out 2 or 3 adjacent ones on her way through. If her attitude has not changed, she's likely angry, single, wondering where all the good men are. I'll give her.
Yeah, if you're one of those chicks that you're like now approaching your 30s and 40s, and every dude you've dated's been a piece of shit asshole, and you're wondering where the fuck all the good men have gone, you friend zoned all of them, honey. No. Like, no one's gonna be born knowing everything, YouTube. If dating were so fucking easy, you could just automatically get your soulmate and not have to work for it or search for it, then dating wouldn't be so complicated. But that's kind of the fun of dating, I think. Is you're gonna get turned down, you're gonna get rejected, you're gonna meet some cunts and some assholes and just people who are just ugh. But then you find the one person where it's just like, you know what, I can make this work. Shout out to Mallory, that's what's up. She's one of my fangirls. She messaged me, and being how it is, it's just like, is this legit? She sent me a picture. I'm like, damn, she's cute. Okay, what's up? And I FaceTime with her for a bit. She's a cool chick, dude. Hell yeah. Shout out to your cat Shadow. That's what's up, girl. Yeah. You know, like after my 5 years without after the 5 years without any pussy, all of a sudden women start coming out of the woodwork like, damn. And even if it doesn't lead anywhere sexual, you know what I'm saying? Fucking, it's still cool to have a fangirl to talk to. That's real talk.
They're all burning rubber and rental cars away from her.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
And listen, that dude she just jilted.
Yep.
A man can only sustain so many of those before he basically wakes up.
Oh yeah. And then once that happens, then they become the a-hole that gets all the poon, and then he realizes, oh, I was lied to. This is the behavior that actually.
No, that's the behavior that they force people. This is called social manipulation. Okay, this is what I'm telling you right now. This is called social manipulation. A bunch of people are just fucking miserable in our society. Their relationship sucks, but they have some kind of political influence on people. There's just so many layers to this, YouTube. Like, men are being told you're a simp if you're nice to women, and all women want is assholes. So then you give women what they want, and then it's all men are just assholes. Why can't men be nice? And it's a vicious bullshit cycle that feeds itself. I'm like, who gives a fuck if you get laid, dude? You know? You know what's more satisfying than getting some good pussy is hearing a woman go, why can't more men be like you? I'm like, because most men are brainwashed, blue-pilled fucking beta cucks. A real alpha male doesn't give a fuck when he gets laid, dude. A real alpha male says, I'm going to wait patiently and make her come to me. A real alpha male says, I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to make her chase me. Because when you see guys who are trying to get laid at the bar, YouTube, it's so fucking obvious. The look of desperation on their face, like, and it's like, bro, first of all, if you're going to the bar, don't go to the bar to get laid. You don't go to the bar to get laid. You go to the bar to have a drink and socialize. Okay, I'm telling you right now, if women can tell when that's all that's on your mind. Women are psychics like that. Evolution of the female sex has taught them, okay, I walk into a bar with my buddy, homeboy Ian. We went to Frosty's back in the day when I could still go there. And fuck the trolls harassing Frosties, dude. These people are fucking sad. You know, it's not me doing it. You know, believe me, when I was talking to Crystal Roberts earlier, I get exactly how she feels, dude. Fucking trolls will harass people and start drama on your behalf, and you get blamed for it because you're at the center of it. But you're the one that's saying, "Hey, you know." Let me ask my trolls this: how would it feel if my YouTube fans started harassing you at your favorite bars and you couldn't drink there anymore? You'd fucking hate it. You know, my trolls couldn't handle the bullying that I get on YouTube, so fuck them. But long story short, me and my buddy Ian were sitting there having a drink, you know, and there's these two chicks at the end of the bar, and they bought me and my buddy Ian a drink. And they're like, there he is, dude. There's the guy. There's the there's the King Cobra guy. I'm like, yeah, what's up? But yeah, fucking long live Ozzy Osbourne. I hope he never stops making music. I'm excited to hear Ozzy's next album. Cause I'm patient number 9. Every hallway's painted white. No tomorrow. Patient number 9 is about him and Sharon's marriage, but I interpret it as life in general, you know. Life will fucking sit there and, you know, some people just get dealt the worst hand in life, you know. And life will fucking fuck with you until you're fucking insane. And then it's like, you know, that's not, some people just need to take responsibility for their actions. But at the same time, society can have a really negative influence on people. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? It's the truth. You know, they're saying, hey, don't drink alcohol. It's bad for you. But then they glamorize the fuck out of it. Oh. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Albertson's grocery store. Your super subs fucking kick ass. That's an $8 sub, and it's like, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get the best deal on your sandwiches, man. I could buy a party sub like that. It's $8. It's cheap. It's tasty. It fills you up. You get a knife, cut it into like serving sections. Put your sauce on it if you want, kind of thing. And I leave everything on there. You know, I'll add the mayonnaise and the honey mustard, or blah, the mayonnaise and the mustard. I add all the sauce packets to mine personally.
It gets rewarded, and then these women hit their 30. Yeah, why are all men such a-holes?
Because you reward a-holes with bad behavior. That's exactly my point, toxic male. These women who are being conditioned by society to only want assholes, and then by the time they hit their 30s, and they're sitting there going, why are all these men such assholes? Because you friend zone the nice guy, and then you reward the assholes with good sex. You give them the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, on a scale rating of 1 to 10, that's how it is. 1 being subpar to yeah, that's horrible. 10 being like holy shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're giving asshole dudes a perfect 10 blowjob, and then expecting them to be like, now, that's what happens when women try to fucking control the dynamic through sex. They think, well, they can change the asshole. You know, make them think, golly, that was the best blowjob I ever had. You know, wouldn't mind having another one of those. And maybe if I'm nice, maybe she'll do it again. And 9 times out of 10, that doesn't work because asshole men will find the most desperate chick who's emotionally damaged from shitty relationships. And men like that will work women like that like puppets, dude. And it's disgusting. And then when by the time women wake up to it and they realize they're being used, all of a sudden they hate men and they hate women and they hate dating and it is what it is, YouTube. And it's fucking sad because now all of a sudden men have a bad name in our society. Now it's like, well, all you men. And don't you dare say that about women because they'll fucking bite your dick off and call you a sexist and then shove it up your ass.
Women like you would only bang dudes who acted like that.
Yep, you know, change your tune to get the poon.
And if you don't like that behavior, ladies, stop rewarding it with simp.
Yes. Because, you know, simping can, if you want to simp shame men, well, guess what? That can also apply to women. Sluts idolizing mediocre penis. Or sluts idolizing moron penis. There you go.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, if your dog took a humongous dump on your living room carpet, you wouldn't be like, oh, Fido, here's a dog biscuit, man. Oh, fuck that. You'd stick their nose in it, smack them with a newspaper, and be like, no, Fido, we do that outside.
And then we have another one here. This one's great. This is about Iron Riddle's 15-year-old son.
Okay.
This really illustrates exactly why it is so important to train these young men while they're still young, before they really get into the meat and potatoes of the dating market.
Yeah, this one actually has a little bit of Recon the Mother in it.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good story. Lots of important messages. Let's check it out.
Mm-hmm.
RP content is very important in my life because I'm 51 and I have 45 years of deprogramming to do. I enjoy sharing red pill content to make men's lives better, and I'm working to do my part. I've been teaching my son as much RP material as I can to the level I wish I had had when I was his age, and so far he is way better off than I was when I was his age.
And that's exactly what we're doing here.
Damn right. A few years ago, when he was 15, he asked me to take him to the amusement park to go on a date.
No, at first I thought, okay, Terrence Pop and Toxic Male are just assholes, but they make me laugh with the little catchphrases, and the butt segments are nice. But when I started seeing female behavioral patterns, some of the shit Terrence Pop and Blake would talk about, I started witnessing with women that I was crushing on. And it was just like, oh my fucking God. And at that point, it was just like, I could see where it was heading. You know what I'm saying? I would, you know, and I just said to myself, okay, you know what? And I started watching. Now I'm a fan of their series. Okay, if women are gonna sit there and bitch because they can't find a nice guy, but then suck off the dick of every Tom, Dick, Harry asshole in town, it's like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't fall for the first asshole that hands you a rose or a pretty compliment. Like, oh my goodness. And in a sea of asshole men, you think to yourself, well, golly gee willikers, You know, then you see King Cobra JFS, and it's like one of the few good guys left. I refuse to be an asshole to women unless they're being an asshole to me. You know, that's how it is. I'm not going to go out of my way to be a sexist towards women just because I can't get pussy. That's stupid. Or if I'm having a hard time getting it, you know, that's stupid. That makes me no better than these fucking feminazi cunts who fucking treat men like shit because they can't get dick. Like, gee, I can't imagine why you can't get any dick, ladies. Sitting there talking about how much you hate men, how we're all pieces of shit. We're supposed to bend over and kiss your ass and victimize you and feel sorry for you. And if we don't acknowledge it, then we're fucking the worst, right?
His girlfriend. The two of them had been an item at school for a few months, but had never been out. I drove him to the appointed time and place and made sure he connected with his date. His date was a cute little 6.5, and the mother walks up and introduces herself. Mom was a good 5, little overconfident for meeting a perfect stranger, aka loud.
So she's a Karen.
Don't you laugh at me. My money back. Yes, you are.
All of us have had that story of being out to eat somewhere, and then you hear every word of somebody else's conversation. You look over, like, oh, it's Janiqua. Hey, do you mind keeping it down? Motherfucker! Okay, fine.
Here we go.
I talk as loud as I want. Well, that's fine, but now I know you have genital warts. So anyway, no one here needed to know that.
No, I'm not getting mad, but yeah, people like that are the worst. Like, okay, so the waiter or waitress accidentally fucks up your order. You're not gonna be like, excuse me. Okay, I hate when people do that. As somebody who used to work a fast food job, I've worked in the food industry, washing dishes and cleaning lobbies and preparing fast food kind of thing. And I was excellent. I've worked for 3 fast food restaurants. I've worked for Burger King, Taco Bell, and Wendy's. I worked for the Office Bar and Grill washing dishes. Jim and Karen are good people. So like whenever I see people just excuse me when they snap at their cocktail waitress or their waiter or waitress, I want to go over there and be like, motherfucker, that's rude. Like sitting there doing that, it's fucking rude as shit. It's like you want to walk over there and just smack the fuck out of them and be like, hey, you want to be a rude fucking asshole? So can I. Motherfucker. Hit me back and I'll tell everyone about my autism and say you abused a retarded person. It'll make you look bad. You know, like it's fucking rude as shit, dude. Okay, I get you're hungry, but like I'll give you an example, man. PayPal was withholding my money the other day because I made well over my limit. And I was mad because my fans were sending me all this money that I could put towards content, and PayPal wasn't releasing it. So I had 2 options. I could sit there and pout for the next 30 days, or I could be like, you know what? I need to get my money stats. So what I did was I gave PayPal a call. I called customer support. They did a manual release. They were very professional. And it restored my faith in PayPal. So I was like, you know what? You see what happens when you stay calm and just politely explain your situation. I had 2 choices, YouTube. Call PayPal and be like, you motherfuckers, that. Or I could be like, hey, you know what? And I very politely explained that I'm a YouTuber with 50,000 subscribers and I rely on that money to make a living. Oh, excuse me. Oof. And they were very professional with it. Excuse me.
Yep.
You could have kept it folded into the burrito, but no. Dumb bitch. After a little chit chat, she looks over her shoulder, takes a few steps away from me to the car she got out of, and starts barking orders at her husband. Move the car.
Henpecked.
Yes. Move the car. Get out of the way. Move over here. What are you, stupid? He apologetically complied, asking in his simp tone, "Is this okay, sweetie?" I felt sad for him because that was me not too long ago. We've all been there.
Yeah, gentlemen, if you're stuck in that hell, you need to get yourself out of it.
Here's the thing of it, YouTube. If you go to a fast food restaurant or a restaurant in general, and someone fucks up your order, just politely take it back. How hard is it to be like, hey, not trying to be rude, but you messed up on my order. Could you please fix it? Thanks. You know, people who work the food industry, it's a thankless job. Working a fast food job is honest work, and there are times when it's just a thankless job, dude. I can remember when I was working a fast food job back in the day, and it was my job to clean the lobby, right? People would look at me and deliberately make the table dirty and then look at me and go, "What are you going to do about it?" You know, it's just like, man, people like it are miserable, you know? Or like the time when this lady come in with these two little girls and they see me washing the tables at Wendy's, and one of the kids was just like, "What's he doing?" And this older gal is like, "Oh, he washes tables. He does that for a job. Sad, isn't it?" And I'm like, okay, this fucking I'm better than you snobby attitude. I didn't say a fucking word, dude. I was like, oh, you know what's sad is that you're teaching your granddaughters to be snobby little cunts. You want to say crap like that, but you don't because it's like, ah, dude. So I didn't say anything to her. I just smiled at her. I just smiled at her politely, and I said, "Thank you for coming to Wendy's. Please enjoy your stay. I hope the food is to your satisfactory liking." I grabbed the trays, and then I went into Nancy's room, and I'm like, "No, no, no." I went into Nancy's room, and I was just like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not dealing with this bitch right now. Mm-mm. Like, no, 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 not fucking get them all washed and shit." And I'm like, rude as shit, dude. I'm trying to give you a clean place to eat your fast food, and you want to be a little man. And there's just no need for that, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with society anymore. But now I don't have to work that kind. I do my own thing for a job, man, because now I can make wands for Etsy. I sell tactical soap. I sell T-shirts. I get the occasional generous donation from my fans. I'm like, screw this, dude. I'm tired of taking crap from the corporate America. I want to fucking make money for myself, selling my music, and getting my sound out there, you know.
And do it in a hurry,
Mhm.
because trust me, it's nowhere you want to set up camp. I looked at my son with a head gesture and a nod to see if he noticed this behavior, and he nodded back to say, "Yep,
That's
I
like
got
one
it."
of the unspoken things men do.
Yep.
They do the
They do the testosterone caveman grunt. That's how men say hi to each other as well.
That's I know because I remember
We don't say, "Hey man, how you doing?" We're walking by.
there was I was living in New York and I went next door to my buddy's house.
Yeah.
And his little baby grandson was maybe 3. I come walking in, he's messing around with these blocks. We make eye contact, and I just go, and he just looks at me and goes, and like his wife was sitting right there. She starts hysterically laughing. And I look at her, I'm like, what?
it's that caveman element. We've never gotten away from it. I don't
No.
think we ever will.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? If it wasn't for that caveman element, women wouldn't love us as much.
Yeah, I know.
But also, it's part of that caveman element that allows them to successfully manipulate us for so long.
Yeah.
Penis, want to go over there?
Me man. Me man. Me have chest hair. Oh, me man. Exactly.
It leads us around like a little choke collar.
It does. It does.
Yeah,
Until 34.
that's terrible. Terrible. But hey, the sooner you learn to get over it, or at least to recognize the symptoms, you can cure yourself.
This is our handbook.
Okay, here's the thing of it, man. Now, if you haven't been laid in a hot minute and you're looking for a nice of age woman to be with, and she's like crazy about you and it's super clingy, if you haven't had it in like a long ass time, you're gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna feel refreshing to have that emotional and physical connection. But then once you're like adjusted to it, even for guys, it's like if she's too clingy, it gets annoying. But like you can't say that to her because then you get called an asshole. Why won't you love me? It's like, babe, I love you, but right now you're being super clingy and this could a little bit of space. Oh my god, you want space? Okay, fine, you fucking asshole. My mother was right. And you're just sitting there going, like, hey, you can see what Cobra would look like with abs when I suck in my guts. Fuck me, it's almost 5 o'clock and I'm on my second drink. You see what I'm saying? Like, very slowly sipping on it. So they'll be like, oh, this is really good. And then like 20 minutes later, it's like, hey, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it where? But yeah, this is Jack Daniels, original Tennessee apple. This is really good stuff. 1 second. Mm-hmm. See, even with like mixing 2 drinks, that's about like maybe 2 to 3 more left, mixed drinks. You know what I hate about people? They're like, you need help with your drinking, and it's all negative verbal reinforcement. Instead of being like, you can do this, I believe in you. It's you're a piece of shit. You need to accept Christ, and you're an alcoholic. And it's like, one of those days I don't believe in Jesus. Now. No, I renounce Jesus Christ in the name of Ozzy Osbourne and Satan. Go fuck yourself.
I wrote the whole thing myself.
He nodded back to say, yep, I got it. I've taught him to always watch how both parents treat each other, especially the mother. You don't want to get involved with a girl whose parents are abusive or toxic to each other. As I left, he called me only an hour later to come pick him up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And
here's Jesus didn't turn water into wine. Okay, I can do that today, dude. It's called back in the day, in Jesus's time, people were not aware of this thing called science. So it's like it's hot as hell, water's hard to find, you living in a desert kind of thing. So the idea of being able to make homemade mead or homemade wine like Jesus made it back in the day with yeast, hot water, honey, and fruits was seen as a miraculous miracle because back in the day they didn't have things like tablets, you know. So the whole, oh, well, Jesus turned water into wine. It's not that hard to turn water into wine if you have the right ingredients. I don't know what the fuck led people to be like, Oh, hey, what if we put like yeast in some water?
Is like the parents being abusive and toxic to each other, that is one of the key elements of reconning the mother.
Yes, it is.
Because, as I've said before, we are all screwed up funhouse mirrors of our parents' relationship. Most of us will recreate it in some weird hybrid mutated form. And if you don't recognize that your parents are screwy, you're going to be screwy.
Hmm.
On the ride home, he tells me that once they got inside the park, his girlfriend met up with another girl who just happened to be there.
Of course.
Immediately at this point, he felt like the third wheel and that he was competing for his girlfriend's attention.
I wouldn't mind trying to make my own fucking alcohol. That'd be kind of cool. I actually do want to make my own wine, but it takes forever to make. It ends up becoming just easier to buy it at a liquor store.
He, not him, decided to go get some lunch, and they expected him to pay for
That
it.
is so goddamn disrespectful.
We've seen stories that wind up on the news
Yeah.
about shit like this. Wasn't there a guy, I think it was in Japan or something? This woman decided to invite her entire family out on a date and expect him to pay. And
Yep.
he's like, no, I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah.
And she tried to turn the internet against him. Like, no, it's not going to work.
Well, I mean, the thing is
I mean, yeah, you know you're wrong when you're like trying to validate your bullshit through the internet, you know?
and use blame, shame, and guilt to control us.
Yep.
So the more we be,
Okay, the reason why women use blame, shame, and guilt to control men because it works. Because men make mistakes just like women do. Yet it's like both women and men are expected to be feminine, masculine, and perfect, and tougher than the opposite sex.
shameless, guiltless, the less we can be manipulated.
Exactly. Why do you think they're so eager to push all of this CRT bullshit to younger children before they've reached the age of questioning?
Yep.
Because men like us are out there trying to teach younger kids to avoid this crap. So they're trying to teach them younger and younger so they don't even question it and they just accept the blame and shame when it arrives.
Yes.
Because they've been taught that their identity is toxic and disgusting.
Well, they're feminizing men.
Exactly.
So
That's a funny thing. If masculinity is so toxic, why do women idolize it so much?
Yeah.
Oh, how dare you? It's the truth. The same can be said for men, dude. If femininity and hating men is so toxic, oh my fucking god. It's probably some stupid bullshit. My fucking children are sad. Moving on. People who are shoving fucking papers underneath my doors need to grow the fuck up. It's fucking stupid, dude. It's fucking stupid. You're an overgrown fucking child. You know that?
Why do they act so masculine while trying to feminize men? If masculinity is so toxic,
Yeah, you figure they want to move away from it.
you would think. But hey, what do I know? I'm just asking questions. When he refused to pay for lunch, they did their best to shame him with all the traditional shaming
Yeah,
phrases.
real man would do that.
He told his girlfriend, I didn't agree to this. You and I were supposed to be on a date together,
Mhm.
and then you drag her along.
I'm out.
Both of them did not let up, trying to manipulate him, to which he said, We're done. He walked away, called me on his phone, and as he shook the dust from his heels.
Yep.
That's a dude who's going to be able to write his own ticket.
And I can guarantee you that woman that's doing this to him is not going to have a good outcome.
No. Oh well, hopefully she learns while she's still young and wises up.
That's not going to happen.
Monday at school, she continued with the shaming language. He shook the dust from his heels.
Yep.
That's a dude who's going to be able to write his own ticket.
And I can guarantee you that woman that's doing this to him is not going to have a good outcome.
No. Oh well, hopefully she learns while she's still young and wises up.
That's not going to happen.
Monday at school, she continued with the shaming language, demanding an apology or else. That's my favorite.
Or what?
Exactly. He responds with, or else what? We broke up on Saturday. There is no or else.
Good.
To which she stood baffled, confused, and silent. And then he follows it up with,
No, it's sawdust. I put my hat on the back of my chair while I'm sitting there fucking carving wands.
just because you have a pussy doesn't mean you can treat me like shit.
Ah,
Fuck off.
nice! Yeah, hole in one right there.
Boom. This created two camps in the school. The girls that want to see him dead and the ones that want to bang him in spades. And the ones in the latter camp, those are good women right there. They appreciate a man holding his frame.
Yep.
Even if he's not technically a man yet, he still smells like piss. And
Yeah,
15.
he's 15. I mean, he's old enough to send into war in some countries. But
Yeah, not this one, thankfully. Although he's, already man enough to, go and request to have his junk lopped off.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how that works?
that's insane.
I told him that I'm so proud of him for standing his ground and keeping his frame. If that was me when I was his age, I would have fallen for the shame and I would have ended up doing everything the girls wanted me to do so I could be a good man.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of good lessons in both of these stories.
Yes. Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Iron Riddle. We bow to your wisdom.
Yeah. And if you guys have any more stories like this, send them in. We'll do a show on them.
Yeah, we want to know what happened to you guys. Tell us. You don't have to leave your full name. Like it was this guy here. We know his name, but he goes by Iron Riddle.
No, that's kind of unfair, YouTube. Should you get with the chick if her parents are abusive towards each other? That's your call and her call. She could be like, hey, and sometimes people just come from abusive relationships and they come together because they both know how it feels.
It's your identity. If you don't want it out there, like what was the I forget Chief Kikovich's new no, hey, would you blow me? That's what it is. Yeah. His new email, he just said, well, I don't want to get doxxed, and I'm sending this. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to send him this one. Like, oh, hey, would you? Nice. You guys are awesome. Even when you come up with screen names that are just disgusting, only because you want me to say them.
It's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. That's why I roll with it.
Yeah.
I can appreciate a good burn as much as.
And we're trying to, pound wisdom into your heads with a little bit of comedy because that's pretty much the only way it sticks in most of the young men's heads.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, a lot of these stories, we laugh, we jest, we crack a lot of jokes. But at the end of the day, at the time when these things went down for a lot of these dudes whose stories that we've shared, they were serious business. A lot of this stuff can leave a man in shambles for a little while.
Yeah.
But it's important to know that you can come out on the other side of it and learn to laugh at it. Because once you can do that, you can do anything.
Yes, you can.
All right. Any last thoughts?
No, that's it. I mean, you handled it. That was well said.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right. We'll see you guys next time. In the meantime, I don't know. If you feel like sending us a donation on Give, Send, Bro, Locals, or Subscribe Star, it helps keep us independent from the big tech overlords. And when we inevitably get kicked off of YouTube, you'll know where to find us.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Stop manipulating each other. That's what's up, tubes.